Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Airships Lost Flotilla. Today's beverage is a nicely chilled yet highly carbonated, botanically brewed cloudy lemonade. Very well cloudy indeed. So welcome back to Airships Lost Flotilla. Previously we were playing with the carrier and it was probably one of the vessels that I've been most anticipating unlocking, and I can see why. It was probably one of the last two to be unlocked. 22 HP, 210 speed, which is abysmal. Not as much as Sky Fortress, but that's omnidirectional. This thing is almost not directional at all. 50 degrees per second turn rate, so it's very, very poor. I think it's the worst in the game. But to try and offset that, it does have a plus 50% gather range, so not too bad at all. We have a deck gun, which is fine, but the main takeaway is that it has 4 module slots and 2 escort slots, but you start with 2 light triplane decks, which is 4 light triplane escorts. Now I'm hoping you can actually unlock that in-game to put on other vessels. I would assume you can. I think it's all, excuse the term, generic in that sense. As long as it can fit in the slot, it's there in the game to unlock. Assuming you've got it out of the Air Sailor's Manual, which I've managed to get now finally. Yes, 93 out of 93 pages. I don't know if there's any secret ones. I have not got all of the page codes for sure, but anyway. I digress. We do want to look at the carrier at some point because I only got to wave 9 before being destroyed by range. I picked up a doctrine. I don't know if it was bad pick, bad piloting, or just bad luck. I think a combination of all three was at play there. Where instead of the planes and escorts sort of flying around, let's say in the radius of the screen, they could only really fly right next to us, so it was like a close air support thing, and we just got shot from range, basically. So, yeah, we are going to have a look at that at some point again. However, I want to mix it up, as always, and play something that we haven't featured. I think in the playlist, there's definitely, at the very start of it, multiple attempts with some of the early vessels. That's just because it was in a demo form and that sort of thing. However, since then there's been a lot more added, and there's definitely a couple of vessels we haven't tried. There is I believe the Exterminator. I have played it, but yeah, I can't remember actually doing a video on that one because I really didn't get on with it. But there's been updates since then, so who knows, might be a balance thing. The Gunboat, which looks to be very similar to the very successful run we had on the Clockwork Cruiser, but the main thing I'm going to look at is the Unocopter. I think it's supposed to be Pneumatic Copter, and a mix of the words, and it says 13 HP, so not great. However, the speed is exceptional, 1,250, and it's omnidirectional. So you're thinking, hang on, what's the downsides on this one? Well, it moves in short bursts and it can basically run out of air, so you have to wait for it to pump back up. And you've got a grape shot cannon, which is fine. Again, the downside I see with this one is that you've only got 2 weapon slots, 2 modules, 2 escorts. So I don't know what we're going to do in terms of some of the big stuff. Anyway, let's see, we're going to go with this guy, and we've got all the captains unlocked. I'm very tempted with this guy called Zuggurat because it's minus 10% speed. We're either going to be stationary or going in very short blasts. So minus 10% speed doesn't really affect this thing. However, an enemy becomes scared every 0.6 seconds, cancel all fear resistance. I assume cancel all fear resistance on enemies. I'm hoping so. Anyway, we're going to pick that one up and go to, medium fight. So we've got bees coming in, and you can see they're swarming us there. And if I just press up, you can see that's how quick it is. So it's literally like up, down, left, right, and then it runs out of power. And you'll hear like a clunk. As like a valve shuts, essentially, as it tries to rebuild the air. That's the narrative I have in my head anyway. So it means you can really, really outmaneuver the enemy. Now, this is obviously going to be completely overpowered in some situations and totally useless in others, so let's just see how we get on. But, you know, just putting the grape shot cannon where it needs to be, which is normally behind the opponents. In terms of other weapons, I'm really not too sure. I would class Wave 10 as a success, as I've mentioned before, especially for something that I've played very, very little of. Yeah, I think I've only played it once before. But anyway, the point I'm making is we have to think of like the angles. So I don't need more. I don't need more maneuverability. More speed would be okay because we can go further with that blast of air. Longer range weapons, perhaps. The grape shot cannon is cool and all of that. Longer range, more shot for canister or chain, which is stunning. I like the idea of being able to, enemy becomes scared every 0.6 and you've got stunning as well, and then we go for a longer range weapon. That's my ideal sort of approach. As always, firefighting, I'm going to pick that one up. And Extra scrap value for 80. Getting that now is probably the way to go. And that'll do us. Right, okay, pirates, legionnaire jellies and clockwork wasps. I'm thinking we could probably... I'm not going to go against dragons. I can't be dealing with that. After that, will be anarchists, which are ranged. We might be able to dodge around. And then clockwork wasps and cubes. And that's actually... Going that way gives us extra bonuses to the mad scientist, which might become an ally later on. You know what? I'm going to try it. This could be a massive mistake, but the idea is I can hopefully maneuver away from the shots. So as they fire them, I can go like that and dodge them. So it's very micro-heavy, and it's very taxing, not just physically but mentally, as you're trying to basically dodge his shots. And I ran out of juice there. There we go. So I can wait until they fire and then just go like that and then maneuver away. The problem is getting, you know, not outmaneuvered but outnumbered, and also I ran out of power there completely. So what I'm going to do is just thrust in this direction and build up our reserves of air, and then go over here. Here again. Yep, that's okay. It did say it was a very hard fight, so even under normal conditions, when I say normal conditions, a more traditional vessel is what I actually mean. Yeah, it would be fairly taxing, this one, but all I'm really doing here is just trying to survive the fight. That's all we're doing. We do gain rewards and all of that sort of thing, so that's all good. I say no great pickups, but you know, we're here. Excuse me. So, let's see what we can do. Gunnery training is always useful. Plus 5% reload speed and plus 5% accuracy, the latter of which I'm not too concerned with. Firefighting again would be good. I'm not going to go with the fire point because I've only got 2 modules. Figurehead is experience gain. I don't think I'm going to do that one. Fraternal Bandana, 40 generic units of currency, minus 10% damage, plus 1 additional piercing for piercing weapons. Basically none of this apart from really firefighting and gunnery. Yeah, I'm not really bothered with it. I'm going to go with firefighting again because it's normally my Achilles heel. Actually, no, my Achilles heel is messing up a wave and going from there. Anyway, this is another hard fight. Reward is 50 generic currency. After that, clockwork wasps, which is, yeah, plus reputation with the mad scientist, which, yeah, would be useful to see. So, these little guys, hopefully these are a one-shot, or at least we're close to. Well, they actually will be a one-shot. And you can see what's happening there is they're firing their bombs, and the bombs are actually really slow in terms of the velocity. The downside for us is that they are, well, obviously they are incendiary, but we can dodge away from them. Like, it doesn't really matter because we can see the shots coming in and literally just fly away. And also, they obviously release that shot at a point where we were, so we can lead the shot, bait that shot out, hopefully. So yeah, one of the things I've gone on about airships and the variation in the vessels is that there's something here for everybody. You want a tank? Pick the battleship. You want something highly maneuverable and twitchy? Pick this thing. You want a cultist ship? Well, there's one of those too. You want an absolute behemoth? Sky Fortress. Yeah. So that there would have normally been probably quite a hard fight. For this vessel, fairly easy actually. Okay, we do have an option for the grape shot cannon, and I'm going to go with chain shot to stun enemies, I think. I don't want to go longer range and more shot. I could pick up a cannon, but it doesn't really sit right. I don't know why. Don't think there's anything there for me. I'll have a cheeky refresh. Stealth, minus 20% hit radius. Not bad. Minus 5% speed. Again, the speed thing? 1,125. That doesn't really bother me. I'm going to go with stealth. Stealth copter. So, canister shot. Longer range, more shot. Okay, not bad. Chain shot cannon. Stuns enemies. Stunned enemies means I can shoot them. They're stunned, which means slows them down, I believe, and then we can get away. But getting away isn't really a problem at the moment. I think I'm going to go longer range. 500 range. Don't know if that's a mistake. That's what we're going with. Gather samples for Mad Scientist. Plus 100% scrap value. Plus 1 reputation with the Mad Scientist. And weapons modules and upgrades. Okay, let's go. So, yep, longer range. Right. So, just taking these guys out. Not much to say on this one. There's the big guys up top, which these are the ones that do the charge thing. So they'll charge it up, and then we just go out the way. Like that. Like, this is built, practically built for this task. And then you can basically chase it down. The problem is, if you get overzealous, you run out of air. I'm going to say it's air. It's just unocopter. Right, here's the danger eggs. Yeah, here's the danger ones, the danger abdomens, which is the ones with the. Uh-oh! Ow! I was going to hit. I was going to hit at some point. Yeah, it's the ones that blow up. I ran out of air there. I'm running out of air. Running out of air. Corner. Right. Okay, breathe. So, I'm going to pick up the stealth. And metallurgy, plus 15% damage. It is a module. It's not terrible. Plus 1 armor, but minus 20% speed. Now we're getting onto a bit... we're bleeding off too much of that speed. We've already gone down a couple of hundred, I think. Heavy tentacles, not for me. Auto-loading flak gun. Range is still the same as the canister. I want something a bit more longer ranged. Aerial torpedo would be nice. Not just because I'm a fan of the aerial torpedo as an item in the game. Just, I think that genuinely would be useful. I'm just going to go next wave. Clockwork cubes, and let's gain plus one reputation with the mad scientist. Now this is going to be a bit naughty now, because we can probably outrange them, but the damage we cause is pathetic. So you can see I'm managing to get around them, so they do a little burst, and I can just go around them. And they're still hitting me though, and that took a lot out of me, that one. So get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. Take that out. Right. So the ones that worry me are those ones, because they set you on fire. Pick that up and quickly run. Oh, right. This is bad. Getting swarmed now. You think you're pretty much invulnerable. You think, you know what? This is a machine. This is absolutely ridiculous. Completely broken, overpowered. How can this be balanced? And then what happens is this happens. And there's a clunk of a valve, and then you just stop. You have to build up another head of air, head of steam. Right, okay. So we have a lightning field, we have tentacles, we have armor-piercing cannons, none of which I'm really interested in, truth be told. Idle of oppression, minus 10% enemy reload speed. Oh no, sorry, minus 10% reload speed. Enemy becomes stunned every 0.2 seconds. Stunned and scared. Maybe, but 300, whereas I can get the Mark II more shot canister cannon. Probably after another fight. Yeah, I've made my decision. Fun guys. Allies, Nomad Skyboats, 150 experience, plus 1 reputation with Nomads. Weapons upgrades, trainings, escorts. There you go. Reputation, Cultist plus 1, Mad Scientist plus 2. I'm hoping the Clockwork Cubes is... Oh, that's Wreckers. Okay. Gargoyles. Okay, fungus first. let's, you know, eyes on the prize. So, as anyone that's seen airships before, you know that these things, they often say the same thing. They start off easy, and seem to end up more difficult as they basically group up. So it's probably easy jumping on them when they're not in a massive, would you say a horde? I don't know. But we've got these Nomad Skyboats that fire these ballistas, crossbows, etc. So far this has been a fairly easy fight. 25 seconds through the game. Or through this wave. There you go. I think I've always underestimated the grape shot cannon. But on a vessel that can get right in close like this, and at the last minute go like that, and I want to make the Zoidberg. Yes, that's a topical reference. So yeah, basically you want to get right up close, and when you fire, all shots hit, and then you go, yeah, I've got places to be, and then you just run away. So we've got deck guns, we've got chemistry, ablative armour, repaired in the last 6 seconds plus 3 armour. That is actually pretty good. But do I just double down on being able to get out the way? Scavenger skyboat is also pretty good, but we're fast enough to do it ourselves. I think just get that gun up to where it needs to be. Munitions training is extra 10% damage. It's a bit expensive though. Caution, minus 60% flammability, minus 6% vulnerable chance, but minus 10% speed. Again, that speed's going down a bit faster than I'd like, but minus 60% flammability is alright, but I've already got firefighting times 2, so maybe I don't go with that one. Is there anything in that I really want? Ask myself that. There really isn't. Next wave. So, clockwork cubes again. After that, more clockwork cubes, +1 with wreckers. Excuse me, very hard fight there, sacrificial barge. Legionnaire jellies is scrap value. Then fungus again, which I think we can do okay against those. After that's jellies again, very hard. Defender wrecker hideout, +1 with wreckers. I'm just checking out where allies are. Gather samples for a mad scientist. There's mad scientist down there. I think it's going to be clockwork cubes again. We can dodge around the melee ones, so that's my goal anyway. Oh, you can see there's a lot more canister shot there. There we go. And when we're longer ranged, you know, some of this damage is saying 0, by the way, because these guys have armor. That's why I would like something that's piercing, like, I don't know, maybe would a I mean, we could just go double grape shot cannon. No. Maybe something that puts flame on them, actually. That's not a terrible idea. Getting close, you put flame on something. Oh, ran out of there. Ooh, got minced for a second there. Just going to build up some pressure. It would be nice if in the centre that gauge actually worked. So like it span round and goes up based on how much air you've got left. Or not left, as it may be. There we go. 7 seconds left. I'm not even going to try and get that bit of pick-up. And there we go. Okay. Survived a wave. Ah, right. That changes things. Guided aerial torpedo. I mean, I did say I was going to go potentially with the flamer. Getting close, and then boost off. And then obviously they're on fire, damage over time, etc. But that's firing at that range anyway. It's guided. It's going to be doing a lot of damage over a good area. And there's the main takeaway, it's my favourite weapon in the game practically. 400, we got 148. We don't have the money for it, is what I'm getting at. I've locked it. I'll refresh to see if there's anything around here I can get up. Scavenger hooks, +20 gather range. Not going to bother with that. Train station, no. Canister shot cannon. Imagine doing that, just doubling down on just, yeah, double canister shot. I don't think it's a good idea. I'm going to refresh it again. Auto aerial torpedo. Okay. This one is firing every 1.6 seconds as opposed to 2 seconds, but it's not guided. I think in this instance I prefer the guided, because of how much we're bouncing around. Just feels like a better idea, but I don't know if that is the case or not. I'll refresh it once more. Wormeye Temple, and a Suspendium Cannon. Well, that changes things. No, I'm going to go with this guided aerial torpedo. It's upgraded, it's pre-upgraded, so it should be quite good. Wormeye Temple, 300 generic units of currency, reduction money in wave end, +10% reload speed, enemy becomes stunned every 0.2 seconds. Good, but maybe not for us. Right, so, next wave 8. Sacrificial barge, very hard. Clockwork cubes is plus 10% scrap value. Sorry, 100%. Reputation is +1 with the wreckers. We're already +1 with them. And after that's foreign scouts, in which case it's yeah, we can then go over to clockwork cubes and fungus and local navy and all that way. And yeah, you get allies. Okay, clockwork cubes it is. Oh, there's the hissing on the steam. And another enemy. Just going to sit next to them, basically. So, I'm not too worried about a little bit of damage, obviously. Out the way. Oh, what's that? What's it? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. We don't exactly sting like a bee, but we do float around. And then you can just sit next to them because you know they've fired their main gun, so you've got a cooldown period on it, which you don't normally see actually, because normally you end up running away sooner rather than later. I think I've been hit a couple of times there, yes, and I ran out of air. Literally ran out of gas, and now we're on fire. 13 seconds remaining. I'm not overly concerned unless it burns me too much. Oh, that's concerning. Okay, there's going to be a spawn there, so no risks. 2 seconds remaining. And there we go. Right. Still can't afford the guided aerial torpedo. Can't afford the default aerial torpedo, but I'd rather get the pre-upgraded one. Shore leave. That's spending money to give experience. Don't think I want any of that. I'm going to have a cheeky refresh. Targeting computer. Accuracy and range. No. I don't think there's anything that I want. Next wave. Foreign scouts. So, we can either have foreign scouts. Reward is... This is help cultists plunder the foreign traders. 200 experience for rewards. +1 cultists. We're already on +1. We can help the nomads. Similar thing. You gain money instead of experience, but you do gain +1 reputation with nomads. We gain 1 +1. And fight alone. But it says allies foreign scout. I think I'm going to go with the nomads because we gain money, and I'm trying to get that gun. Sorry, not the gun. The aerial torpedo. Ow! So the problem with these guys is they fire quite a number of shots at a high velocity, which means it's very easy to get hit by them. What you have to do is wait until they are in range and then they'll fire, and then you sort of have to just maneuver around them like this as it passed. I don't know where my allies are, by the way. Oh, there they are. They're about. Not doing much, at least that I can see. Just trying to take some of these guys out because I'm getting swarmed at this point. Yeah, okay. I'm on 23 times... sorry, 20 seconds away from wave end. I'm just going to play to my strengths. I know I'm not getting any rewards here. Actually, I can stand here and get +3 per second and then go away. I will rush back down a little bit just to see if there's any pickup. There's a little bit there. So, we play to our strengths for survival, perhaps not destruction. Oh, we're so close. 396 generic units of currency. We need 400 for the missiles. There's propellers there. It is a module. I don't think we need the extra speed. I don't think it's going to help us in the long term, which is my worry. Firefighting is there, though. I'll pick that up for the 3rd time. And careful aim. Minus 10% range, but plus 20% damage. The range, we're right up next to them anyway. 500 range, but minus 10%, was it? Yes, but plus 20% damage. That's going to work out, I think. Next wave. So, let's see where we're at. Jellies, pirates, clockwork cubes. That's mad scientists. Then after that's fungus, which is hard. Then it's local navy. But I'm going to go with clockwork cubes again. Okay, so I'm going to rush over to the left here, just because we've got a ranged one, and I know I can take it out early on. Dodge out with that. Dodge that one again. It's about letting them not gang up on you. If they group up, it's all kinds of problematic. And it's better if we just dance around like this. Just use the only little bit of air that we absolutely have to. Like I say, I can't remember. I've certainly not played this more than a couple of times. And I think when I did play it the first time, I really didn't get on with it. But that's the same. I've said that so many times for vessels in the game. I think I just need to have more patience. But this one, certainly very different. We got hit there. 10 seconds left. 11 health remaining. The guys have just fired, so I'm just going to sit next to them and pick up the remains. Dodge around. It's very twitchy, this run. There we go. And, oh, you... The game's thrown me... the game's thrown me a curveball. Devil Circle. 3 times 4 damage, 1.6 reload, 1,000 range, guided. Damn you, game. Damn you. Right. Let's think about this. The guided aerial torpedo, 15 damage. Yes, but it's an explosion radius of 180, 2-second reload. It does have a minimum range, which is a bit of a downside. Devil Circle. It's cheaper. That's a quality in and of itself. Let's be honest. It's nearly half the price. It does 12 damage at a 1/6-second reload. No explosion, but the range is no minimum, which we often get in. Oh, go on. I'm picking it up. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. And, oh, interesting. So, the upgrade to the Great Devil Circle, its words, not mine, is more projectiles that ignite targets. And the fire amulet is here, which is 100% explosion ignite chance, minus 30% XP gain. Explosion ignite chance. No. No. Don't know that one, actually, I don't think. Wave 11. I'm already happy to say this has been fairly successful. And, yeah. We get wave 10, especially for something that we've never played. I like to think that as not too bad. So yeah, we can get in. See, if I had the aerial torpedo then, I'd be still having fun, because it'll be wishing off, going, doing whatever it needs to do. But what it wouldn't be able to do is shoot right next to them. Oh, I'll tell you what, that was bad. I don't know if you saw there, I got, I think it was fear put on me there, which slows you right down. And, yeah. Slowing something right down on... Oh, okay, that's bad, that's bad. Ran out of air. Panic, 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 panic. Alright. I don't know if this was a hard fight, I don't think it was. Taking them out there. Let's go up. Let's see if we can get a little bit extra scrap, loot, whatever you want to call it. Should be able to take these guys out. Yeah, that felt fairly okay, actually. How many shots did it fire? 218 damage dealt. Main cannon is 695. So you know what? That's all right. Actually, I should... you know what? There's no reason not to keep that locked now. The guided aerial torpedo. If I need to change, it's always there waiting for me. There's extra stealth. Ooh. Doctrine. Ingenuity. 300 experience, we've got 826. Repaired in the last 6 seconds, plus 25% reload speed. We don't get hit often. But extra 25% is pretty good. And I'd rather pick a Doctrine up now. And stealth again. And do I want an escort? They would be good, but I think I'm just going to end up leaving it behind. I'd rather save up for the module, some modules, which we haven't even got yet. Anyway, next fight with local navy. Local navy, defend wreckers from the navy, plus scavenger tentacles, plus 30% scrap value, reputation +1 with wreckers, which will take us to 3, -1 below an order. We're already nothing on that one, and cheap escorts. That sounds like a bargainous bargain. And them explosions, by the way, are the Grenadier... oh, that's bad. Are the Grenadier wreckers. So I mentioned earlier about the problem with these guys is that they have quite small caliber weapons. But they're very, very fast firing. so I'm already on half health and less than 30% of less than 50% of the way through the run. So all I'm gonna have to do is just long range this. Yeah. Oh, they're the slightly bigger things now. Right. Okay. I'm just gonna leg it. I don't have any problem just running away when need be. Yeah. Let's stay away from those guys. I think we got a lot of map left. So, I like to say, happy hiding in this corner. Although we can pick some stuff up actually. There we go. Scavenger tentacles for free. I thought it was a module. It is a weapon, so sadly, won't be taking that. We have a mercenary corvette. Large escort that requires 20 money each level. No. I think I am going to save up for that projectile. Wave 13. Clockwork Hornets or Pirate Battleship, which is a hard fight. After that would be Clockwork Hornets again and Local Navy. Sky Nomad Caravan, Local Navy again. There's a lot of like Local Navy, but none of the mad scientists. +1 wreckers, +1 wreckers. Where's the boss at the end? It is a Revenant Kraken. Well, that'd be nice if I actually got there. Final boss. Okay. I'm gonna go with probably the Clockwork Hornets. Yeah. I think we can maneuver, because they are essentially melee, we can maneuver around them faster than, you know, bullets and cannon shells. Although saying that, I did run out of air there and was getting a bit surrounded. But I'll let the wreckers do their thing, then we'll move in. And there is now a big, but oh, I know what it is. It's the, yeah, it's that thing. And I should be able to maneuver, I said I should be able to maneuver around it, like this. It shouldn't ever get within, like, charge range of me. But I do run out of air. But you can see, I'm trying to get around it. 20 seconds remaining. This is, again, what this thing was built for. The problem is, I am running out of air, and I don't think I'm going to kill it. 8 seconds remaining. I'm taking no chances here, he says, as I drive straight into the explosion, guys. Oh, I did get we did destroy it in the end, I just didn't get the pickup. Right, before I get the circle, anything we need in here? Engineering training. It's experience, and it would give me -5% weapon upgrade cost and extra repair speed. All of that is a good thing. Yep, great Devil Circle. I think that's the first time in a long time we've got fully upgraded weapons. Modular design, plus 35% repair speed, -10% HP. That's alright. I just don't think it entirely fits this thing. We'll have a cheeky refresh. Reduction in reload speed, but enemy becomes stunned every 0.2 seconds. That's pretty good. But again, we've got 2 empty module slots and 2 empty escort slots on wave 14, so I'm not going to do that one. So after this, I'm going to start picking some of the easier fights. Hornets are easy, Hornets are easy, Hornets are easy. It's all Hornets, if we go that way. And we have to go through this hard fight of a Clockwork Hornet, but whatever. Let's just give it a go. This is the run of the Clockwork Hornets, and oh, it occurs to me, we've got no allies on this one. Okay. I'm just hoping that we don't get the boss. But obviously we have just got another weapon upgrade, so hopefully... Yeah, there's a boss. Oh, that's bad. Right, do I want to rush it? Not particularly. So I'll just get around it like this, behind it. So it just has to do donuts, essentially. But I'm also very aware that I've put myself in a corner. And if anything spawns over here, it's going to be bad. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to just take my leave, to be truth be told, and I'm just going to say, you know what? I can't defeat that. But what I probably can do is run away from it. There we go. 5 seconds remaining. And is it like before, we're going to destroy it at the wave's end? Close. High velocity suspendium cannon for free. Sadly, we can't fit it. And I don't think fitting it to... I think keeping the canister is the way forward. Fast scavenger pickup. Not bad. I'm going to refresh. There's that mercenary corvette again. I can't remember seeing... There's not been many modules come through, have there? Experimental radio. Oh, there's the obvious for me. Water skyboat. But we do have firefighting ×3. But what else am I going to do with the money? I think I'm going to save up on modules. There's gunnery platforms. Plus 30% range, plus 50% damage, -1 armour. I think we've just accepted that we're not getting armour. So, there we go. Wave 15. It's the Hornets again. So, oh, interesting. Wreckers. Help wreckers take down a mechanical dragonfly. Allies, it's a Wrecker Grenadier, and a Wrecker Grenadier. 100% scrap value, +1 reputation with wreckers. However, Mad Scientist. Help a Mad Scientist take down the mechanical dragonfly. 3 mechanical owls, reward energy shield, which will go on the module slot. Or fight alone. I'm going to go with helping the Mad Scientist. So now I recall I must have had allies with a Mad Scientist, because I've seen these before. Or I might be inversing them. They all blaze into one. But what we'll do is as soon as we establish where the mechanical Hornet is, we will go for it. Over here. Go, go, go. Because we want this dead. Because I want that reward. Although I don't know if you have to do the actual thing of itself. I think it does say you have to destroy it, but I don't know if it's just you just have to survive. I think you do have to take it out though. Which, there it goes. We've got it. Oh, it's going to be a big spawn there. So let's just, again, take our leave. I don't need to be here anymore. But the mechanical owls are actually going great, aren't they? I think it's because I often just... I wouldn't say ignore, but I don't take as much attention... I don't pay as much attention as I should do to the allies and getting up that allied path. There's a module, energy shield. That's brilliant. Okay. Eternal Flame Idol. 90%, -90% damage from fire. An enemy catches fire every 0.2 seconds. Always on fire. Oh, so you just start on fire. I don't think I need that in my life. Ablative armour. Repaired in the last 6 seconds. +3 armour. That'd be -1. Yeah. I don't think really any of those. +1 piercing. We don't have piercing. I think I'm just going to refresh. Repaired in the last 4 seconds. Extra damage and explosion damage. Can't go wrong with that. The Worm Eye Temple. -30 money at wave end, but +10% reload speed, which is good because we've really doubled down on our weapons. And then we become stunned every 0.2 seconds. We're wave 16. This money is not going to be something we couldn't even spend soon. Engine tune-up. Extra speed. For 80. I'll pick that up. Well, look, it's Clockwork Hornets again. Reward is a shield vessel. If we go with the Mad Scientists again. Oh, well, it is a hard fight. It is a risk. But again, we've got allies. We've got wave 10 under our belt, which means we can, happily, confidently say, we've done all right. That's my marker anyway. Your mileage may vary, of course. But having a shield on our vessel and a shield on, a shield on, not an ally. It's a shielding vessel which shields us, so that'll be good. So we're in a corner here, which I don't like. 25 seconds. I can probably just maneuver around here because the owls are doing their thing. And we'll go back over here. And obviously we are stunning the opponents as well now. There we go. It's down. Well, it said it was a hard fight. And that's the game's opinion. We've done very well. I think we've done very well on that one. Excellent. Shield vessel. Minus 30% weapon upgrade cost. Could have done that at the start of the game. Minus 30% repeat upgrade cost and plus 2 shields. So we have a shielding vessel. We have aerial harbour. Not going to bother with it. Gather hooks, don't need. Heavy armour, don't need. I'm going to refresh that and go with experimental ammunition. Repair in the last 4 seconds, more damage. Ooh. Now you can't beat the hidden heart idol. Avoid death 1 times per wave. I'm going to lock that. And I might save up for it. I'm 312 at the moment. I thought I locked it. I did. It moves up. A couple of generic runes of panic there. Cloud amulet. It's money. I don't want to spend money because I want to get this idol. Chemistry. Float grog. There's nothing really in here that's... I mean, I'd like the experimental ammunition, but again, it's money and I'd like to upgrade shields and stuff. It's next fight. Clockwork Hornets this time, because of course difficult. If we get this one again, we get another shield vessel. Well, come on. Nothing excels like excess, right? So, let's do what we can. Again. Oh, okay. Complacency. Complacency. Did you see that? Wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the shield value on the top left. And lo and behold, I lost all my shields because I got too close. Right. These guys are... I'm going to take out the ones on the left foot. Oh, no, I'm not. It's coming in. Right. But it's on its own. So all of our weapons are going on that. I'm actually going a bit further away, and the reason for that is the... don't know if you noticed, the... we can obviously manoeuvre around these really, really well. But the problem is our cultist, whatever you would call it, summoning circle thing. Come on, I have to get this down. Come on, surely I have to get this down. There it is, gone. Right, panic, run away. Yeah, basically, 2 shield vessels. Brilliant. Ooh, noxious flames. Burning enemies are stunned. That would be nice. But I think I'm going to wait and see if I can get this. Clockwork cubes. Reward is a missile barge. The pirate is a very hard fight. We know we can take out relatively okay the cubes. But there's no allies, whereas I can go with allies from here. But I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't want to fight hard clockwork cubes at the end, which is reward vanguard. I don't know what that is. I'm going to go this way. Yep, it might be a mistake, but it is what it is. So we now have... I don't know how many shields, actually. 8 shields in total. So 13 health, 8 shields. That's good. And obviously these vessels, they're doing nothing for us other than that now. It is reduction in upgrades, repeat ship upgrades. Now the advantage that we have is that I think with shields they stop fire from being applied, I think. I'm not going to test that theory out in anger on wave 18 on a vessel that I've hardly ever played, so apologies for that, but hopefully you'll understand the reasons why. Well, these guys are getting a bit grouped up, aren't they? Yes, we got a shield module. We don't have a shield module anymore. Not an active one, at least. And we've had a lot of pickup for this one, but it's only experience, I think. And there we go. So we do get a free missile barge, slow moving but heavily armed. I think I prefer the shields. We can go with... Well, we can't afford, sadly. We're just shy of being able to get the Hidden Heart Idol. Now here's the question. Is it worth ditching one of these for... Does that say 900? Get rid of that. Get the Hidden Heart Idol. Get the free missile barge. Upgrades when we reload. We gain extra fire speed. Surely that's the way forward. and I cannot get these upgrades, but we've got one more fight to do. Local Navy or Dragons? It's going to be Local Navy, and the Nomad's going to help us out. So we've got one invulnerability marker, as shown on the top left, that little white heart. So let's see. We've got the problem I have is that this missile boat, it is currently doing full speed. I don't know if you can see it, just in the top left there. This little thing here. That's top speed. It does serve a purpose. It really does. Because it is obviously firing at long range, and we're not overly long range. What I'm questioning now, though, is the effectiveness of that other escort. Because yes, it gives us 2 shields. That's only, what, 25% more shields? That's only 25% more shields. And it's worth 900. And we're never going to use it for the other 2 bits that, you know, the upgrade cost things. Certainly not for the weapons. If after this, there is an option to pick another ally of some kind, then I might take it. Oh, Pathfinder makes enemies vulnerable and, yeah, faster. Yeah, I'm getting rid of that. I'm going to pick up the Pathfinder. Makes enemies vulnerable and your ship goes faster. I can also go for stun spreads. We don't need stun spreads, do we? Because we're fighting the Kraken, and it can only. I think it's just one module. So, sadly, I can't pick up these. What's this? Ruin Idol. No repair speed, but plus damage and plus. All right, minus 100% repair speed, so you can't repair. But plus 50% damage and plus 50% explosion damage. If I had the repair thing on me, then I would get it, but I don't, so I can't. We'll refresh that. See if there's any we can pick up. Less than half HP, plus 30% speed. Blood Amulet, reduction in border damage. Does that class as melee as well? It might. I'm going to pick that up. I don't think we need the extra speed. Weak point elimination, just additional HP. Yeah, I'll pick that up. Refresh. Cloud Amulet. Minus 30% XP gain. Plus 6. Start again. Minus 30% XP gain. Minus 60% global fire damage. I don't think we're going to come across a lot of fire with the Kraken. Just getting meleeed about. Damage capped at 3. Minus 20% speed. It's not terrible. Reduction money at wave end. Can't refresh. Can't do any upgrades. So basically, extra reload speed for better wages. Redundant systems. What's my speed? 1-1, so I can't get that one. No, I've got loads of money, which is terrible to just not be able to spend. But yeah, well, we should have one look. And allies mechanical. Oh, look at that! We can run with the mechanical owl. Probably because our where is it? Mad scientist reputation plus 7. Travel. Go go go. Right. So do I just hit the carapace? Is that the plan? Oh, you've got these other little allies as well. Oh, we've been hit. We just have to try and dodge around that. Oh, get away from that. That's the tentacle. Get away from the tentacle. Get away from the tentacle. Damn it. I got hit. Okay. Whoa, this is bad. Right. I think we just get inside the... Get inside behind the Kraken, really. That seems to be the way forward. Just get it round it here. Ow. No, we just got hit again. Right. That was the amulet. That was the amulet. So, I'm just going to wait up here. Because I really need to repair. I need to get out of that. I need to get out of that. Which I've hopefully got out of. Defeat. So close. I ran out of steam. I couldn't get behind it. I think it was on... It was on maybe 20% health. I'm going to have to check the replay back. But... As... Infuriating is the wrong word. Frustrating as it is to not defeat the final boss, to get there in a brand new vessel is, I think, quite an achievement. That's been a bit of Airships Lost Flotilla. Thoughts on the pneumopter? It's really fun. It is really fun. Out of all the vessels, I think the planes are the ones that I've not got on with the most. But I'm sure I can learn them. Sky Fortress originally didn't get on with. It was buffed, and then I learned to use it a bit more. Yeah. Again, it's very different from a lot of the other vessels in the game. There's only a couple of others that we haven't played. I think it's the Exterminator, not from memory anyway, and the Gunboat. And I certainly want to come back and at least get past Wave 10 for the carrier. Let me know what you think in the comments, not for just for this run, but for others. And as always, we'll go from there. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. And generic partings.